small island developing states in general have not achieved the potential growth that we believe they ought to have achieved. I think that's the bottom line that we are faced with. And the question really is, how do we transform that particular state from underachieving potential to even overachieving potential?
The mere vulnerability or disadvantage as a result of integration happening, but it creates that level of disproportion among the population that exists.
It's an existential threat, sooner rather than later. And what this study also showed was that the economies that that generates more of the emissions are the ones that are least vulnerable to the effects and more adaptable. Whereas in the Caribbean, we are more vulnerable and least adaptable. So that's a double one.
You've got to recognize that not only the local industry and the local economy is more vulnerable to climate change from a physical point of view, but because of the structure of the economies. Most economies in island states are less diversified, and certain of the industries that are dominant are more vulnerable to climate change simply by the nature of the industry.
So this really is a collective crisis, because no matter which country we're from or which institution we're from, we're all ocean citizens. We all belong to the ocean and we come from the ocean. So we have to think about this as a collective problem, but it has to be dealt with at a national scale, because that's where the policies are actually implemented.